Hey, Calvin, question for you.
Huh?
I have a question for you. Did you start OBS recording?
No.
Mother...
I did now.
That's how we get the intros before the shows.
My bad. I opened it and I didn't start it because nobody was here. So then I just never...
No, okay, rule of thumb from here on out, even if nobody's here, start the button. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another riveting episode of Here's Per Minute. I'm your host, Mick Pettit. With me, as always, Calvin Mile, Devin Lopez,
Yo.
and we have a guest with us, Mr. Swa.
What?
Right?
Mr.
I got
Swa.
it right.
Yeah.
It's Jean-François, right?
Jean-François.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Nice
Cool.
job.
It's
I have a
the
bad
Swasser.
memory, so how you guys doing today?
Not bad. Getting
Alright.
over the sickness, you know.
Yeah.
What's up? Get down with the sickness or getting up with the sickness?
I had a head cold yesterday, so I was down in the dumps. And today I feel a lot better. It's just a little bit of congestion still.
It was actually painful to talk to you yesterday. That's how sick you were. It hurt me talking to you.
They forced me to get on voice chat
Emotionally.
last night to talk about something, and I was just like sitting there with my eyes halfway closed, just like barely responding. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even care. That's
depressing.
just a demeanor. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this. We're all upbeat and like, all right, how about this? I don't even care.
Whatever.
I don't know. Just
Kill
tell
me now.
Why am I here?
Just-
Let me go to bed, please.
Yes.
We can hear the noose being tied in the background. Just end it now.
Hear the rope getting cinched up. Fiber snap. Yeah, I'm still dealing with jet lag. I don't know what time zone I'm in right now. So
Oh man.
Ooh, yeah, because you're in France, right?
yeah, in France. Yeah, and I was in California a day and a half ago.
Ooh,
So yeah, going that way is really easy. Coming this way is brutal because it's 9 hours difference, and so yeah, landed, basically slept the rest of that day. Halfway through the next, got up, went and ate, came back, slept, got up. Here, it's yeah.
Man.
Ugh.
I am sorry.
0 out of 5. Do not recommend.
Yeah, jet lag hasn't always affected me very much. Usually I'm only jet lagged for like a day because I just force myself to be in the new time zone.
Right.
Like,
They say that's the best.
yeah, because like I've been, I think the longest I've ever stayed up was 36 hours without sleeping.
Fun.
Ooh.
So, basically wherever I go, I'm just like, all right, this is the new bedtime, and I just stay awake until then, even if I'm exhausted.
Wow.
I try to do that, but once it gets around like 30 hours or so, I mean, okay, I used to be able to do that more, like when I would be doing like a 24-hour gaming session or whatever.
Yeah.
But not so much anymore. That superpower has slowly started dwindling over the last few years.
When
My daughter stayed up for the first time all night the other night.
Really?
Yeah. And
That's
then
like a
the
rite
next
of passage.
day-
That's welcome to the real
Right?
world. Yeah.
I know, she stayed the night at our friend Chris's house when we did our Mario Kart thing. And then the next day we're like, yeah, we didn't sleep at all. He said he woke up at like 10. I was like, do you guys go to bed at all? I'm like, no. She's like, oh, okay. And they just went off and were doing their thing. Then she was out by 7:30 though. He
Nice.
said they started a movie and she just crashed.
Oh man.
What was the first time you stayed up all night?
Oh man, that was back in early Counter-Strike Source days. Early Counter-Strike days. I slept all night, and the next day my glands were all swollen and I was sick.
Oh no.
But it was worth it.
I think
mine would have been actual Counter-Strike, like pre-Counter-Strike Source, like.
Oh, that's what I mean. Not Counter-Strike.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
the one I'm
standard
talking about.
Counter-Strike. Yeah.
I just say
okay,
Source because that's for the people like out there that aren't familiar with the OG Counter-Strike, the good one.
Just so everybody knows here, Swa and Mick are OG Counter-Strike guys, okay?
That's right.
Yeah.
Dude,
You need to make
Dude,
that very clear.
all the way.
Yeah,
That's
you
right.
can tell from the color of their hair that they're OG Counter Strike.
Oh, ouch! Hey.
Hey.
I was in a clan. We had like our regular gaming nights. We we did the all night gaming and all that stuff and LAN parties and whatnot else. And then there was like the Age of Empires and all of those stuff. But yeah,
love some good old LAN party, man.
Yeah.
Still my favorite picture is the room where it's full of like 10 people and the one guy duct taped to the ceiling. Like
That's awesome.
And he's got everything ready to go. You know, everything's right there. That's a spot.
That's
Like,
the right kind of
days.
passion. That's what I want to see. Bring it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I
miss
could have
that days.
been there for those LAN party days. I only ever got to go to one LAN party.
Should
And
that be the next?
It'd be fun. I mean, the thing is 4 people is not really a LAN party. That's just 4 dudes getting together and playing video games.
Right. That's 4 people on one console. A LAN party is multiple consoles. So we could do a BPM LAN party and have like 4 consoles set up, 4 different TVs.
The new Xboxes even do that anymore?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Why do we have to use new ones?
That's true. I guess
let's bring out some Dukes and use some like original Halo.
The one that I did, it was I think Xbox One had just come out, but the guy showed up with like 4 original Xboxes, and we played the first Halo, in like multiple different rooms with like 16 people.
It's a much bigger process though to end up doing system links between old Xboxes. You have to make sure you have. I don't have any of that stuff. I mean, who has 4? You have 4 Xboxes.
I can get them.
You can get them. They're not hard to find anymore.
You are my hero, sir.
I'm tight with the guys at Game Freaks. Like, they can hook us up.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Game Freaks?
Aberdeen.
The thing is, though, is that now online is so easily available. Why not just play
That's
online?
what I'm saying. Is like,
Master Chief
Collection is so easily.
Yeah, MCC for sure.
Yes,
but you can still do it online, but do it all be in the same house.
No,
and
exactly.
Then you order like 20 pizzas.
Yeah.
That makes it harder though because of bandwidth.
5 cases
No,
of
it can
Red
happen.
Bull.
We can do it.
That's what I'm saying.
We've done it. We can
Comcast
do
sucks, dude.
I could
throttles.
If I turned off everything else in my house, I could probably do it.
My house.
I do LAN party, dude. Just a high-speed Ethernet port.
Yeah.
You know,
boom. Drop a gigabit switch in the middle of the room and done.
We're good to go.
Yeah. Oh, reminds me, in an apartment we were in, I was having a LAN party at the apartment. We had just moved in, had all my friends over. We had 12 computers in there or something, because we didn't do consoles. We actually brought all our computers over with our giant monitors and everything. Nice. Set up like picnic tables in the middle of the living room. I had 6 or 7 people in like the second bedroom. I had 10 people in the living room, like 1 or 2 in the kitchen, like just filled every corner. And then my new neighbor, whose door was just across the hallway from us.
Yeah.
Like knocks on the door, and I crack the door open because I'm nerding out in the house with 20 of my friends, and he goes, "Hi, I know we've never actually met. I was just curious. Do you know anything about computers? Because I'm having a problem with mine." So I just step backwards a half step and pull the door open, and I like look back over my shoulder at like the 20 computers in the house. And I go, "Yeah, I know a little. You need help?" And he just looks inside, and his eyes get like this big. Like, my sound's not working. I'm like, "Oh, okay, here, unmute. There you go. How's that?"
That's an easy fix. We got that one.
Oh, I miss those days though, man. That many computers packed in a room, your energy bill would kill you the next month. But it was.
It's so fun though. It's so fun. There's just something about it. Like I think I've talked about it too on here before. One of the first LAN parties I did was with my brother's roommate. He was Hispanic, and he brought his brother over. And the only bad thing is they speak both English and Spanish. Me and my brother only speak English, so they're over there speaking in Spanish and cheating and listening to every word we're saying.
Right. Because that's the whole thing. Is the LAN party, you lose the ability to like secretly talk to someone. Because if you shout something out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Or you make eye contact with somebody.
Right.
We got this.
Like peeking over the top of the monitor, and you're just like.
Honestly, I'd be happy to just find 12 friends to play Halo with online. I don't need them all to be in the same room. I don't have that many people to play with me.
That ain't gonna happen, dude. Those days are past.
But nobody wants to play anymore. That's the thing. I can never find more than like 3 people at once to play a game with. So how are we going to get 10 people in a room together to actually show up in person?
Maybe doing it like we do like we did the Mario Kart thing.
Yeah, now you have to like schedule it in advance and stuff.
Hey,
True.
what was that heavy sigh there, Calvin? Were you not happy with the
Calvin, I'll make a bet that I can
turnout?
make this happen. Okay.
Are you not happy with the turnout of our Mario Kart thing?
It was just all of our wives and friends. That's all it was.
We had people show up. We had a lot of people show up and asked about it. We had a lot of exposure. The Eat, Drink, and See Oli
We
shared
were
our post,
super exposed.
dude.
Mhm.
We
Yeah,
were
I
just
took my pants off and everything.
out.
Was super
Exposed.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. Any of the wives jump in on the gaming? And
Yeah.
My wife- my wife-
All but mine.
All
Everyone,
yours, I know.
everybody except Bobby played. Yeah.
My wife's not a big video game person.
Yeah.
She's
Mine's
actually
okay.
leaving tomorrow. She's going to Mexico for 2 weeks.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe
My wife
single
is
dad
down
for
with
2
Mario
weeks.
Kart. She likes Mario Kart, like old school Mario Kart. So I actually have one of those NES minis. You know, the little ones
nice.
that have the
Yeah.
like the games are all built into it. So I have one of those plugged in and with like the old school controller. And she'll jump on that and play Mario
Oh,
Kart all
she
day long.
likes. What was the first one called? The very first Mario Kart. It wasn't Super Circuit. Super Circuit was the remake.
It was-
Mario Kart GP.
Okay,
But that was
GT.
I thought it was just Mario Kart. The one for
Was it just called Mario Kart?
because it was on the SNES.
Yeah.
So it came out for. Yeah, it was just Mario Kart. Super Mario Kart.
Super Mario Kart. That's what it's
Yeah.
called. Super
Oh,
Mario
yeah.
Kart.
Because it was on the
Yeah.
Super Nintendo.
Yep. That makes
Yes.
sense.
I have it over there.
Yeah, Super Mario Kart was fun. Super Circuit.
Oh.
Super Circuit
Okay.
sucked. I hated Super Circuit. That's my least favorite
Double
Mario
Dash
Kart.
was good, right?
Huh?
Double Dash was good though, right?
Double Dash is good. Yeah.
That's what I started on was Double Dash, and
I started-
I played it again until the Switch.
I started on Mario 64. That's my first
Right.
foray into Mario Kart.
SNES
What
and
about
64
Mario
were the best.
Party?
Oh
I played,
yeah,
I played the first Mario Party on N64.
love me some Mario Party.
Yeah.
See, that's one we could do too. Do Mario Party, man.
Yeah, that's only 4-player though,
That's fine. We could
Yeah.
do that.
and the games take way longer.
Well, you could set the rounds.
You
The,
can set up
the
a
minimum
tournament.
is
like-
10. It takes half an hour
Okay.
minimum.
It's a hefty game.
Well, then you start early.
That's what 24-hour gaming's all about, man.
I just mean like if you're talking about like a tournament, like if you're talking about what we do with Mario Kart, trying to do that with Mario Party, that
We'll
wouldn't
just
work.
start early. Yeah, would. We just got to start early.
No one's gonna sit there for that long and play Mario Party. You'd have to
Some
do.
people may.
You'd have to do. It's not
Real
gonna be
gamers
entertaining.
will.
I promise you. You would have to do
It
mini games
might be.
only. Mini games only, or
Why?
Smash Bros.
Why?
Ooh,
Because we're
Smash
not gonna
Bros.
get people to sit for 45 minutes and play a Mario Party
Ooh.
board.
We
I'm
might.
not very good
we-
at Smash Bros. I've
Yeah.
never been.
I'm good at it, but
You just need more practice, Devin.
I need to actually
I-
get my hands on.
Got to
it.
work
I
on
need
that
to-
button mashing.
Button mashing will not.
I just
save
don't
you.
know what the buttons do. I just remember every time I play it, I'm like I forget everything that I've ever learned about playing.
I could refresh your memory every time we play.
Yeah, I know.
It's-
And as you
but
kill
by
me
beating
over and over
you.
again,
No, I will literally.
Over.
I will explain the controls to you every time, Devin. I don't care.
I will refresh your memory with this.
It would
beatdown.
take me 5 minutes to explain the
Will.
controls to you.
Just
The buttons are
holding
easy.
you, going pat, pat, pat. Just.
Press B.
It did sound like a threat, didn't it? It was not a threat. I promise.
So, what you guys drinking tonight? What you guys got?
I'm starting out with some whiskey.
Oh,
Balcony.
wait. Hold.
Sorry,
Okay, go ahead. Okay, go ahead. Explain it.
Balcony's True Blue, 100 proof, corn whiskey. It's pretty good.
Oh. Ooh.
What was that? Was that a sound you had queued up?
Yes, it is.
It's
Why
really
is
good.
that a soundbite?
Yeah, it was from the original Pints and Pans episode
Oh my god.
from the old days of podcasting.
Do you have Crushable on there yet?
I don't yet. No.
Why not?
I do have this one though for those beers that are just like awesome, like this one. Get crispy with it.
That sounds like it'd be an intro to like a segment or something about beers.
Right.
To get crispy with it. Say
I'm drinking orange juice and vodka.
classic screwdriver.
I hate you, Nick.
That wasn't me.
That was good. Swa getting in on that action.
I got the Elysian Altered Contact, the tart IPA. It's pretty delicious.
Oh.
Tort.
I like it. And then
I have
you know
a
I
hard
had
time with IPAs.
Me too.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't like IPAs.
I like the Guinness Nitro IPA. That one's super sweet. I like that one.
I like Guinness in
I
general.
don't think I've had that one actually. The IPA.
Really? Oh man, yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, it's the same as the Guinness can, but like the colors are inverted. So instead of being black with the gold, it's like a whitish, like a pale white, with like a silvered lettering.
Weird.
But yeah, Nitro IPA. It's hard to find. For a minute, it was like all over the place. But yeah, you can find the Nitro IPA. That one's super smooth.
Definitely
check
looking
it.
that one up. Yeah.
Yeah, go to Total Wine next time you're down there. See if you can find that because that
Will
sounds
do.
delicious.
Total weenie.
What the joke was? There's really no
What?
joke there. It was just
There's
you
no
saying
joke
it
there.
Weird.
I'm just saying Total Wine weird. That's all.
Okay. And I had to also, pick up some Bifrost because Bifrost is amazing. Still my favorite that Elysian puts out.
I was at Costco and I saw like the big pack of it, and I was like, "Is this worthwhile enough to take Mick's word on it being good? Am I really gonna spend $30 on Mick's word?" And ultimately, I decided no. But I know I can't do it yet. I can't do it.
Trust your elders. Trust your elders.
Hold on, legally, I can call you my elder now. I can call you.
You can. I mean,
Okay.
you can.
I want to make sure. We have never been. You always want me to like call you like bro or something like that, or like bruh, like you're younger or something. But I can actually call you like a.
Okay. Now wait a minute here.
I can call you old man.
If you can call him old man.
Can I say
old man? I mean, old man. Sure. I mean,
we're gonna call him our senior. So
I mean, I am the oldest of the crew, so.
Okay, just want to make sure that this is
Mick
okay.
Senior.
Yeah. But remember, I grew up in like the bruh era, so that's fine.
I think bruh could be a sound effect that we have.
Do you realize how many old people are going to say bussin' now in the next like 40 years? You know how that's going to look? All these
nobody
old
but me.
Oh man, this applesauce is bussin'.
I'm excited for like old folks' homes to have like D&D nights now instead of cribbage, because that's our generation's gonna go. I'll go to old folks' homes and want to play D&D.
Oh, hey, you know what?
That is a cast I would want to see. Is a bunch of people in old folks' home all playing D&D.
Oh, that'd be great.
Because it's all gonna be like our nerdy generation that's all in there. It's not gonna be a bunch of bingo and cribbage happening anymore.
Yeah, but like in full costume though. Like I want them playing their parts.
That would be pretty good.
They've had their characters for at least 20 years now. They've just been keeping them going.
This is a really good segue, actually, to something I wanted to bring up. If you've listened to at least the last podcast, we've had a little bit of an argument about some rules about a Star Wars D&D game.
It's a dumb argument.
It's a dumb argument he thinks. He thinks it's a dumb argument. I got a little sound clip I'm going to play for you guys.
Oh my god, why is this a sound clip?
Just listen here. Okay, I want to break. Just get crispy with it. Oh, wrong one. Sorry, wrong one.
Oh my god.
I had in the wrong spot. It's okay. Here we go. Only thing that affected you with that bottle was the 3 health, like -3.
I'm talking about after
I was going to give you disadvantage. I was going to give you disadvantage using any weapons or anything because you had glass in your hands. Your hands were cut up. I didn't even give you that. So basically, I gave you a freebie there. Okay. Now, that was in the beginning of the conversation. Here's Devin.
Why is it a soundbite?
Rules say,
as long as you're within 5 feet and you don't have disadvantage, you can do it's considered a stealth attack.
As long as you're within 5 feet and do not have disadvantage. You, sir, had disadvantage from you cutting your hands from the first part. We didn't have that. So rules even say if you have disadvantage, you cannot do that. So you confused me enough to where I didn't think about that. And that's what happened. But that you should have, my ruling was good. The thing that you tried to do, you could not have done because you had disadvantage. Yes.
No.
That's exactly it. Yes. He just said it. The rules say if you have disadvantage, you can't do a sneak attack.
I like how you have that.
You, sir, had disadvantage.
I don't like that that's a soundbite. You need to
I don't like this is leading into another episode.
That's my clip, dude. That's when I was editing and I heard that, dude.
I did have advantage.
No, you had disadvantage.
If flanking would have
No,
got rid of the disadvantage.
now you're throwing a new rule into it here. That's
It
not.
would
We're not
it
even
would
going.
it would
We're
go
not going. No, the
it would
conversation.
undo it.
This is done with that sound bite right there because that shows disadvantage. And then rules say if you have disadvantage, you're arguing over something that you should have had gone anyways. So
I mean, going by the sound bites, it sounds to me as a third party in this conversation.
go ahead.
You didn't tell me I had disadvantage, so I didn't have disadvantage.
Yes, I did. When we played, I said because you rolled a 1 when you pulled that bottle out. That's why
I
you
didn't
took
roll
damage.
a 1.
Yes, you did. You rolled a 1. That's why you pulled the bottle
why you
out
have to
and it
videotape
exploded in
that
your
stuff.
hands.
Yes.
Hey, dude.
What?
Hey, do you see that guy over there?
That guy?
Yeah, you know who that is?
No, who is it?
It's Spud Davenport, man.
Who's Spud Davenport?
Only one of the coolest rockers out of Southern California.
I have never heard of him.
Oh, dude, he's been playing with bands like the Shamey Jays and the Messy Necessities. And right now, he's with the Leaders in the Clubhouse. I found him on LimeWire, dude. So exclusive.
Okay, I normally don't condone LimeWire, but in this instance, I think we should listen.
Oh, you got to hear it. Here.
Better days have come and gone. I'm feeling dead as my front lawn. And I'll never write another happy song if we all can't get along. Yeah, families are a complex bunch. Call me crazy, but I've got a hunch. The key to peace and harmony is lunch. Don't forget to spike the punch. I'll be home for the holidays. I'll be home for the heartbreak. I'll be home for the headaches.
Damn, man, this is really good.
Right?
Like, how have I never heard of him? Does he have a new album or anything coming out?
He does. He has a brand new album. That's what I get. The clip was the song, the new single, Home for the Headache.
This is a great song.
The album is Songs for the Cynical.
When does it come out?
Comes out late January 2023.
I mean, I won't LimeWire it, but I'll probably listen to it on Spotify. It'll be there, right?
Oh, definitely. It'll be all the places you can find all your music.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I actually found some old test episodes we did for a project I was working on called Sausage Quest, and we were going to do a whole D&D thing. it's pretty great. The guys picked that name because I didn't like it. I'm like, oh, come on. Like, oh yeah, that's it.
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna get.
Therefore, it is the.
My character Fergus Nipplecheek. He's a dwarf. He's pretty great. Yeah, he's amazing. I rolled so badly on the charisma with him. It's a -3, so he can't talk to anybody for anything. It's bad.
Because he's got nipples on his cheeks. No one wants to talk to him.
Right.
That's just the clan
Everyone
name.
just looks
That's
away
just the
whenever
clan
he
name.
starts talking. Just avoid eye contact.
His face gets censored.
He walks around with a blur disc held up in front of his face.
Oh, my DM did have me. I tried to wash myself with some water. 'Cause I had mud all over me in a horse basin, and I didn't even roll that low. I think I rolled like an 11, and he had me like scoop up from the bottom and like smear myself with like all this nasty stuff. And like I didn't care about it. My character didn't care about it. Like, well,
No charisma, doesn't care.
yeah, didn't care at all.
Yeah. We had one guy that played with us that if he didn't like how his character was like he'd start rolling to build whatever his character was. And we were wondering why he always had these amazing characters. And one time we made him build a character while we were watching. And it was because if he didn't like the roll, he would just keep re-rolling until he got a number he likes and write that down. I'm like, that's not how this works.
No. You have to re-roll everything if you're going to do that.
That's why if you roll a character, you just record your dice rolls.
Yeah.
If you're rolling new characters, do it that way.
The only time I've ever rolled characters, it was a program that rolled all the numbers at once. So it wasn't just one specific number that I'd keep re-rolling. If I roll it and it's like all garbage numbers, I'd re-roll all of them.
Right.
So it wasn't just like, oh, I don't like that
so
one.
you end up with some that are garbage, but
yeah, there's always going to be
balances
somebody
out
that's
somewhere.
not perfect, but you could roll a few times so you got one that was okay.
See, I feel like if you're gonna roll, you should keep the dice roll. That's why I like rolling the dice because that's your roll. even if it's bad, you got to take it. Then you play your character to that yes, because then you're playing that character to that disadvantage.
I want to play a hero, and heroes can't be weak.
Heroes can be weak.
No.
Freaking a green rock can take out Superman.
No.
A green rock. Yes.
Can you imagine rolling that as a character? So what's your character sheet? I'm a chunk of a planet that exploded.
Dude.
And I'm green.
There's a character in the Star Wars 5e that you can be literally a 12,000-pound slab of rock.
Is there really?
Why?
Yes, because that's the beings on this planet. They're these slabs of rock. They're sentient rocks.
Why didn't I see that one?
That would be interesting.
It's so awesome. You get 100% success with stealth if you're in any rocky area. If someone could and you stand, what is it? You stand 7 to 10 feet tall or something like that. So if somebody's within that range, you can fall on them to kill them instantly. Like there's some good.
There's some good stuff that can come from that. I can see that. Oh yeah, no, we had quite a crew. We had like failed Jedi, smuggler, a Wookiee. That one was great. The Wookiee was actually one of the players' sisters, played the Wookiee, and one of my other friends, he was the smuggler, so he was the only one that could ever understand her.
Oh,
so
cool.
During the whole time we're playing, if she wanted to say something, she had to write it down and hand it to him.
Oh, really?
That's cool. That's a cool way to play that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Otherwise, like if we were running out of time, like we'd roll, and if he like did a successful, translate or whatever, then he's like, she says, and then we just have her say it. But yeah, it was great. It was good fun. We had a blast. And then like since I was a failed Jedi, every once in a while, like I would just horribly fail at trying to do force related things, and sometimes result in people being maimed or arms getting cut off. Or
oh no.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I had to be very careful with my lightsaber because I didn't have.
So
I didn't have quite enough.
If you're failed Jedi, so were you trying to be lawful, or were you lawful but like
tried, but yeah, chaotic lawful. Okay. So it's like you could, I could get away with things,
right?
I didn't have a problem, fudging the gamble on things and stuff like that. But yes, there's good
people into harm's way,
right.
Yeah, if you knew this was going to kill the person,
stop it.
Yes, exactly.
Chaotic lawful. That's
chaotic light.
Chaotic light. Okay,
light,
yeah, I'm like chaotic lawful. That's just too.
No,
that's the same thing.
Light.
Sorry,
light,
I meant light. Good, chaotic good.
Yeah, chaotic good.
Good.
Chaotic good is my favorite.
Light.
See, I took the L from from light.
Chaotic good is my favorite alignment to play.
Because you always
you need chaos. It's not for chaos.
Well, just because like I usually play good characters, but it's good based off of their own viewpoint and not good based off of a deity or whatever is saying is good.
It's what they think is good as opposed to what anyone else may think is good, which comes in handy. I mean, hey, back to, as was mentioned previously, Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
If he figures it's good, why not? Sure.
I think he'd be a chaotic good character.
Oh yeah, he's chaotic good easily.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, he is. Yeah, he's chaotic good because he's killing bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He
like my
really gnarly way.
You're generally walking in the good path, just
on the spectrum.
On the spectrum
of good and bad. It's
within there somewhere.
He's doing what some people won't.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. At least in the films. I think in the comics he's probably chaotic neutral.
Yeah.
I mean,
because in the comics he gets hired by bad guys sometimes.
Yeah, he plays more mercenary.
Yeah, he does, but he's also killed the bad guys.
True.
He's never like going kill all these children.
Yeah, but there's one comic where like he kills the entire universe or something. He kills every superhero. Like there's he doesn't always do the good things.
Deadpool not always. The Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Was that in like a what if or something like that?
It was like a one shot basically that happened.
Oh, it was a one shot. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was
only like 2 or 3.
It was It was like Deadpool fighting every single person basically.
It was basically
how he would kill them.
Panels of him just maiming so many superheroes in different ways, and it wasn't that great, like story wise at all, but it was funny. It was Deadpool.
I miss the what ifs. Those were my favorite. My favorite Marvel series.
Didn't they come back out with that on Disney?
They did.
On Disney Plus.
They
There's a
came-
What If series. Yeah.
Which is
Did you
really
like
cool.
that?
I haven't watched
You
that
like it?
yet.
Yeah, that was.
Nice.
I've seen a few of
You
them.
haven't seen it yet? Wow.
It's very good.
Yeah.
I'm still like catching up on the second season of Mando. Like I have so much stuff that I'm working on. I know. I'm bad. I feel
We
bad for that.
can't
But I watch it with my
Andor.
I watch
I'm
it with my
behind, but
kid.
dude.
I watch it with my kid. So
I've seen-
props
Is
there.
it Baby Yoda?
I haven't seen Andor yet.
No, I got her hooked on Star Wars early.
Nice, good
Like
man.
she loves Star Wars and Minecraft and games and everything, but she's still a princess.
Okay.
Quite all
A
right.
Star Wars princess. She's Princess Leia.
No, like we went to
Yeah,
the Ren
I
Fair
was
and
gonna
she was
say,
like, I'm
Princess
wearing my
Leia, that's a
blue
princess.
dress, I'm wearing my makeup, I'm wearing my wings.
You should have got her a Princess Leia outfit at Ren Fair. That would have been awesome.
No.
She could have had little buns in her hair.
Know your venue. Come on.
I'm gonna go as Dark Link
don't-
to a Ren Fair.
That's fine. That's fine.
That's still
'Cause
high.
that
That's
is
still
more, but that's more medieval adjacent still.
medieval
still-
adjacent.
Right,
It's
you're
high
still
fantasy
realm. Yeah.
It's high fantasy. So yeah, you can't go a big bang and have Spock there. You know.
That'd be funny though. So,
Last
that
one,
summer
Don't
kind
they
of
do
is-
that? They have a time traveler day. I thought
They
where
do.
So
They
yeah.
do
So if you do that day, sure. If you go
Okay.
on the multiverse weekend, sure. But if you're on any other one, you're like, oh, I'm just Deadpool here in this era. No, go away. We don't
Have you
want you
seen-
here.
There's a picture. Well, I just thought it was a clip from like Reddit or something, but it was Will Wheaton in his Star Trek uniform, but at I want to say it was like at a Star Wars convention.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
nice.
Yeah, and someone's like, basically trying to throw shade at him or whatever, and then the commenter's like, "You have no idea who Will Wheaton is, do you?" Like,
Yeah.
he is the one man on the planet who has authority to wear that costume literally anywhere.
Yes.
I think I saw that photo. I think he was like at the premiere day of one of the newer Star Wars movies.
Yeah, there you
Oh,
go.
And
There you go.
he was saying like, "Oh, this latest Star Wars movie was awesome. I even wore my outfit or something."
Yeah.
He's there. He's there in his Star Trek
In-
uniform, and the comments freaked out. Yeah, and someone's
Yeah.
like, "You don't know who this is, do you? You don't."
Oh, I love Will Wheaton. That guy's like,
He's great.
It's on purpose.
yeah.
Oh, he's awesome.
What's Devin drinking?
We already talked about this. I'm drinking
Whiskey.
Pony's whiskey.
You're drinking whiskey.
Yeah.
Who?
I saw you pouring some of that. And that was a
Yeah, I
heck
poured
of
a
a
lot
pour.
of it when they started
Ooh.
talking D&D again.
Yeah.
Pouring it
I saw the
again.
look on your face as
So-
he's doing it.
Well, okay. I tried to. That's why I tried to like put that was the end cap to that conversation. So that's where we'll leave
Yes.
that conversation now. For the podcast, that's the end cap for this for that particular conversation. That's the end cap of it because
Finished it.
there's
And scene.
there's evidence and proof and everything right there. So
Right.
we're good. So
I am
so you
also
have
being
a
lame today because
Oh.
it's what time is it? Because it is 4:00 in the morning for me.
Whew.
So yeah, I already finished my drinking, so I'm on to just some Country Time pink lemonade that I brought back.
Ooh,
nice.
very nice.
Just cut it with some straight Everclear.
I
Yeah.
have this. I think it's Russian. It's 96% alcohol.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Yeah,
That sounds like
I
it would
don't-
evaporate on in your mouth.
It works great for cleaning electronics,
Yeah.
or like the countertop in the kitchen before I'm gonna like cook something. If I want to like work with something on the counter, I just sprinkle a little bit on there, wipe it down, wipe it off, because it's all food grade. So
Nice. That's like that 225 that Asher made.
hmm That was tasty though.
Yeah, we have a friend who is a great distiller.
It was
and
200,
he-
225 proof.
225 proof.
I don't
Straight
understand
liquor.
the science behind
Alcohol.
it. I've
Yeah.
been doing
I know.
research on it.
So
and
it's-
I
I know.
don't understand the science behind it.
When it comes to food and liquid, there can be concentrates. So yes, it's over
Sure.
100% alcohol.
but how can you
Because he makes fuel out of it too.
Sure,
This is the stuff that won't kill you.
right?
This is they actually drink it.
I need to know the science behind it.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
You're
trying
gonna
to
have
understand
you're gonna
how
have
do
to talk. You have to pick his
concentrate-
brain.
Yeah, it's like 112.5%.
Yeah,
It's
Like, how do
super
do
potent.
that?
It was in a little glass jar. He said if you left the lid off for too long,
Yeah,
it
it'll
would
just-
evaporate out of the jar.
Yeah.
It's
so
really
that-
weird. But as soon as it touches your
Yeah,
lips,
you
it, like,
open it and you
spreads
take a
and goes
sip,
away.
and it's the weirdest feeling because you can feel it evaporating as you're drinking it.
Right.
So you
Like
take
none
a
of it
sip,
really makes it down your throat hard.
like
because
you
it
get
just-
you get like half of your sip down your throat, but
Right.
then like your whole mouth feels weird and you close
The
it
rest-
again.
The rest of it goes instantly to your bloodstream because it's soaking
Right.
straight
And
through
you're
your
It was
mouth.
hammered.
It was tasty.
Yeah.
Then.
Well, he did say
Really?
you can't have more than 3 shots of it, like literally 3 ounces in a
Right.
day, because that will kill you if you have more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just took a little tiny sip of it, and it was
Yeah.
interesting.
I mean, I'd be game to try it.
I
Don't
got-
get me wrong, but
I do have some I call it the wild shine, but it's moonshine that Wild Man came up with.
Mm.
It's made from there's a pear cider, a Nectar of the Gods mead, and one of their other things that he had, and he distilled the rest of that down and made the shine out of it. It's potent, and he even showed us like, watch this. Dipped his finger in it and put it in a candle and lit it on fire. Nice blue
Oh,
flames.
that's cool. I had a little distillation setup
Yeah.
that I never really got to use because it's a bit cumbersome to deal with, right? So 'cause there's a
You
lot
have to want to do it.
to
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I like brewing beer. I did. We brewed at one point. We were brewing 20 gallons at a time.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Yeah, so we were making a lot of beer, and I had all the setup and everything ready to do because I wanted to take basically I wanted to do a batch and then just take the mash from that and then end up distilling it and try and make like some whiskey or something out of it. But it was just it ended up being such a process to try to get the thing set up and then trying to get temperature control because on either end of the heating it's poisonous, so you only have like a window that you have to catch it in. And it was one of those like I don't want to kill anyone, so
You can pretty much tell though, like your heads, they hurt your tongue.
Right,
Like a drop
right.
hurts and it's not fun.
Right.
And then you can use a spoon and test. I have a small little like 10 quart still that I made. And
Nice.
super simple little thing. First thing I ever distilled was 211. It's gross. Disgusting. It worked, but it's gross.
Right.
It tasted like bubble gum. What I distilled tasted like bubble gum.
Weird. I don't know.
Okay.
Weird bubblegum alcohol. But then again, the water or the beer afterwards just smelled like hot dog water. It was gross.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's not good. Not good. But you can
But I mean,
distill
really,
anything.
you just want the proof of concept is all you really want out of a first distillation is you want to just see that you've done it, you've made it, you've had it
You can
happen.
do this.
If it happens to be drinkable after the fact, that's a bonus.
Right.
Mm.
But then once you've done it once, you're like, okay, now I'm a distiller. And
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's what I thought. And I did a couple things. I'm like, no, I'm not.
no.
We'll leave that for
kinda-
Asher. Asher can do it.
Asher makes the most amazing stuff.
I even got
Mm.
this is maple rum right here.
Oh, wow.
20 proof, just in a mason jar.
Hey, it's great how you guys are like. This is your guys' first like experience of Asher giving his alcohol. So you guys are like, just drinking it. I'm like, I'm just letting that stuff sit. So I know it's gonna be few and far between here.
You just gotta be friends with him more, and he'll give you more things.
I have been friends with him for a long time.
I said, yeah, you gotta be friendlier.
No, he
Maybe have you tried being nice?
batches
to
get
Mick?
You be
batches
nice to
get lost.
Asher.
Have you ever just tried being a better person?
Be
I
better.
might, I might try that.
Be better.
Because he told me he has
buddy.
like 200 ounces or something of this maple rum.
Well, of that one, yeah, but there's been a couple he was supposed to bring, but he's had stuff happen where like his shed lost power, so he lost
Sure.
like everything in it, and like so that's why
Well,
that's why I know things can happen to where
got
he
it all
stores
in
his
a
alcohol.
storage unit now.
Well, that's good because before it was in a shed and stuff like that. So
Yeah, he's taking precautions.
that's good. It's good. It's good stuff.
How does he
So what do you-
address the explosive nature of distillation?
He
works-
likes fire and pain.
He
and
works
stuff.
with much more dangerous things already.
Okay.
He he's one of those guys that you want to be your friend and not your enemy.
Right. Gotcha. Okay.
He knows a lot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He knows a
Anybody
lot.
here ever
Love
brew?
you, buddy.
Do you guys ever brew your own stuff?
I made
sir.
mead.
No.
I've made a couple
Me.
beers. I was actually thinking about doing that because my wife's going to Mexico for 2 weeks, so I was thinking maybe we could do a brew
Do an
day.
opportunity for a brew. Yep. I've done an couple Irish stouts. I have my own
Nice.
recipe. And then we did a dark IPA. That was actually really, really good.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
And then we did a lager of some kind, which was all right. I didn't like that one as much. That one was a lot more effort, like to try and make it come out good at the end.
Right.
You want it to look nice, right? You want it nice and clear. It's just
Yeah.
But the Irish Stout was really, really good. I finish it with a third of in a 10-gallon batch. It's a third of a cup of molasses right at the end of the boil. So it gives kind of a slight pepperiness into it. Oh, it's really, really.
That sounds very good.
How long
Sounds
does it take to
delicious.
brew beer?
You mean like from grain to drinking, or like
I don't
actual
like
process?
whatever Mick would do in the 2 weeks his wife was gone. How long does it take?
Oh,
Like
a couple
couple
hours.
days, a couple hours even.
It's
Oh
a couple
wow.
hours
Yeah.
to do the actual process.
Yeah, for brewing,
Hmm.
you just got to put your mash in and you boil it, and then once it gets to a certain point, you throw your hops in, and then
Interesting.
you're good. Like pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Does
like
not take
mead,
very long at all.
because mead is like a minimum of like a month.
Well, it takes
Yeah,
some
well, I mean-
a while to. Then once you get it done, you let it set.
Okay,
Right.
So it won't be ready for like 3 weeks
got it.
Yeah.
at least.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
we
see.
had a
So
pretty
you
sweet
start the
setup of-
process.
You start the process, but then it has to sit in the bottle. Well, it has to sit in the fermentation.
Got it.
The wow, I just forgot what those things are called. The
Carboy.
big glass bottle. Yeah, carboy. It has to sit in the carboy for a couple of weeks, and then if you need to rack it because you're trying to clarify it, then you have to transfer it after a week or after 2 weeks, depending on the beer. So it can take anywhere from 2 weeks to a month and a half, depending on
Mhm.
which brew you're doing. But the actual making it process is pretty quick. And then where we were set up, we're out in the country and we had well water. So it didn't matter summer or winter, the water was always the exact same temperature. So we used that in a reverse heat exchanger.
Oh, cool.
And so we could take it from boiling down to fermentation temp. We could do 10 gallons in like less than 5 minutes.
Awesome.
And yeah, it was like basically as fast as it would pour through the thing. So we would just pour it straight from the boiler into the big
That's
bottle.
so
The
cool.
carboy. Yeah, it was
I
that
didn't
was
even
sweet.
think about that.
And well water makes great beer because it has all the particulates in it. And so that helps. Like, I mean, you drop in like the Irish moss or whatever to help clarify, but because the water itself has impurities in there, that picks up all the other stuff in there and it settles down. So you end up with this insanely clear brew at the end. It's really, really
Very
Great water.
Nice.
Great water is to make great beer. That's the Olympia beer, right? That's their motto was, it's the
water.
water.
It's the
That's
water.
the water.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, did you guys back the Rainier beer documentary?
No.
You guys didn't get in
I'm
on
sorry.
that?
I don't care about documentaries.
Oh, dude,
I wanted to.
I'm getting a hat, or not a hat. I'm getting a patch and some stickers, and my freaking names is going to be in the credits.
I can't
This
wait to see your
documentary?
name. I can't wait to see your
It's
name in the
nice.
credits, man.
And
I will
BPM is going to be
type
on
so
there,
loud.
dude.
I can't wait
It's
to
gonna be-
skip the credits.
We're going to go see it in theaters. I'm going to make you watch it.
I
No,
can't
it's
wait
like-
to not
That could've
watch
been
it
you.
at
That
all
could have been you.
because I don't watch documentaries.
You don't watch
Why?
documentaries?
Do you
I
know
don't
what
watch
this
documentaries.
Why do you not watch documentaries?
I only enjoy entertainment, not education.
It's not entertaining learning.
No,
You don't-
education is not entertaining.
Ah,
It
come
can be.
on.
Entertainment can
That's
be
the point of
educational,
documentaries is
Enter-
Right.
education.
but education is not entertainment.
The life of John McAfee does not like.
I don't
make you
care
feel
about
all-
that person at all.
I mean,
That's I'm like, it's on my list. I'm waiting like for a good night. Like I'm probably gonna watch it one of these days where I'm home alone here, just because I'm gonna sit down, have some brews, and watch this life of this psychopath.
I don't watch documentaries. I only watch fiction.
So good.
Fiction only.
It's gonna be amazing. Because I'm not sure. Like his whole life was weird, and he has all the security information. He possibly killed his neighbor, and all this stuff. It's so interesting.
Jennifer always tries to talk to me about like true crime podcasts that she's listening to, and I don't care at all. I do not care. I do not care about any real life thing that's happening. Give me the fiction. That's all I
You
care
got to
about.
watch out when the ladies are watching the true crime podcast because they're learning how to hide the body.
Yeah.
I know. Growing up watching CSI, I'm like, man, I could be so good at killing somebody.
Well, she's learning
I
about
know
all the people
exactly
that
what
got-
they're going to use. I
she's
know
learning
what
about
they're
everybody
going
that
to
got
use. Every
caught,
little thing. Right. So it's what CSI taught you? How they caught the dudes. Oh,
Right.
he didn't clean this up. This is what he didn't look for. He forgot about this. Well, writing those down. You know. Remember, do not use bleach. Use something different.
Coca-Cola works great for destroying cellular walls, so it'll break down. Well, they use it for cleaning.
It's for sealing concrete.
For cleaning, cleaning blood off of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Yeah,
it works.
It eats through it, so you know.
I think they use it to clean diesel truck engines too.
They don't use it to clean concrete.
I said seal concrete.
Seal concrete. Okay.
Yeah, they
And
clean,
it's
and they think they clean
delicious.
engines with it too.
Coca-Cola still is the best though.
No,
Way better than
Pepsi's
Pepsi.
better.
Way better than
Way
Pepsi.
better than Coke.
No, Coke is delicious.
I was gonna say that Coke with the real sugar, the Mexican Coke, that's the good Coke.
That's the real.
But
That's,
he only
yeah,
likes
if you-
Pepsi.
actually,
He's drinking
that
real
one.
cane sugar.
If you're drinking Coke that's not original taste, then you're a garbage person.
If you're drinking Coke that does not have real coca leaves in it, you cannot know what Calvin is tasting.
That's not the same
He
thing.
only drinks the OG Coca-Cola.
I'm not drinking cocaine cola.
hey,
It wasn't-
Mexicoke is what it's all about. Actually,
Mexico.
Mexico.
Yeah, well, that's what we called it. Because it all had the imported from Mexico stickers on them.
Mexican soda's
California,
It is
so-
delicious. Like in the bottle, in the glass bottle, it is way
Yeah, in
better.
the glass bottle.
Has to, like,
But if you get one of those, you're probably gonna think I'm crazy, but I actually got this from a legit German, so he knows his beer. But you get a dark Hefeweizen. So you get a dark Hef. He really likes
never had
Francis Connor.
Hef.
That's his. What's that?
I don't think I've ever had a dark hef.
No.
Actually.
Oh, there's one called Francis Connor. It has a monk, like bald monk dude in the robes on it, and they have one. It's a Dunkelweiss, so it's the dark Hef. So you get that, and you get an equal quantity of the Mexicoke, and
Interesting.
they call it Kolaweizen.
Oh my gosh.
That's like a drink in Germany.
I'm gonna have to try
Yeah,
it.
in Munich. Yeah, if you're in Bavaria, so in like the southeast
Well,
of Germany.
What I want to know is how they got Mexican Coke in Bavaria.
Well, they just have regular, like in Europe, the Coke is regular sugar in the Coke. That's
Sure.
just how they do.
It's like in Mexico, basically.
It's
yeah, it's like in
yeah.
Mexico, yeah. But if you're in the US,
Everywhere except the United States basically has regular soda.
Yes.
Yeah, it's because the U.S. gives us all that fake crap and wants
exactly.
to fatten
We
us
got,
up.
we got that high fructose.
high fructose corn syrup.
So I
Mhm.
don't like
yeah.
Hef at all.
Sure.
So this
You
I
don't like
really
Hef?
want- No, I
Really?
don't. I don't
Not even like
anything.
the Widmer, just plain
Mm-mm.
old.
No, I don't like anything that tastes really like weedy at all.
Hmm.
Interesting.
So
Um,
you
Well,
don't
this
like
one
a
you
lot-
might
I would
like
be
because
down to
it's-
try this. Yeah.
You can do it with a regular Hef,
Interesting.
but it's slightly better with the dark one because the dark has. I mean, it's a super simplification of it, but it's slightly more bitter, if you will. Like it's slightly more beer-like
Okay.
than,
Right.
Mhm.
than a regular Hef. And so you get sort of that beery, weedy, bready bitterness, and then you get that super sugary sweetness of the Coke, and the two kind of half cancel each other out. And you end up
It's
with
like
this,
sweetbread.
this sort of you end up with this like magic
Interesting.
mixture in the
Oh,
middle.
man.
It's really, really good.
I'm sold.
Tastes like
I
shortcake.
think that's we're gonna have to do the next episode. We're gonna have to each get some of
We're
that.
gonna have
and
to get
try
some
it.
dark Hef and some Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling
We
you.
can do
I have some. Well, it's not. I don't have dark Hef because it's really hard to find here. But I have a
Mm.
bottle of Hef sitting over in the fridge, and Coke's on standby, and
Yeah.
I buy it like by the case, and so I just
I don't know where to find dark Hef.
Oh man.
Ooh.
I have a
You got a-
question. I have a
got
question
Bevmo?
about the. Oh, do you have Bevmo? Yeah, they'll have it. Okay. I have a question about the Guinness IPA. Is it Irish Pale Ale or is it Indian Pale Ale? Because Irish Pale Ale does exist. When I was in Ireland, that's a thing, and it's
Right.
way better than Indian Pale Ale.
right. Well, I mean, it's Guinness, so it's automatically Irish.
You'd think that it
regardless,
would be.
isn't it?
Well, I don't know if you're saying
I mean,
that.
even if it is Indian, wouldn't
Like,
it? By
yes,
then
it's made in Ireland, but is it Guinness trying to make an Indian Pale Ale, or is it just is it Guinness making an Irish Pale Ale? That's like I don't,
I don't know.
because when I was in Ireland, their IPAs, it's not Indian. Their IPAs are amazing. I love their IPAs.
Yeah, oh, the IPAs are
I hate
fantastic.
Indian Pale Ales. They're
Hmm.
totally different beers, is why.
I don't know. The salted contact's pretty delicious.
So that's what I was thinking, because I looked it up on Total Wine, and Total Wine doesn't have it. It's not there.
Really?
So I don't even know where I'd find a Guinness IPA, because I couldn't find any Irish Pales over here in the States when I was looking for them, because I looked for them when I came back from Ireland.
Interesting.
So I don't know if I couldn't find any. Well, no, on Total Wine I couldn't find any Guinness IPA, but I couldn't find any Irish Pale Ales at all in the United States.
Which
It's
is
probably
funny
something
because the Guinness, so the Guinness Nitro IPA is only available in the U.S.
Interesting.
Really?
So that makes me think that
Oh
it's Guinness trying to make an Indian Pale Ale.
Yeah.
That's probably what it is then.
It is. It is.
Okay. It
Yeah,
still sounds really good.
Because
It's fantastic.
Over in Europe, IPA, I'm pretty sure is Irish Pale Ale.
For an island, at least.
Island Pale Ale.
In Ireland.
In Ireland.
In Ireland.
So, being over in France over there,
Yes.
do you have any like good alcohols that like we couldn't get over here?
I don't know about couldn't get, unless you talk about like the family-made illegal stuff. 'Cause we have our own version of moonshine. It's called eau de vie, which translates to water of life. And basically,
I like that a lot.
it's made from the leftover. You can buy it in the U.S., but it's not like the real. Like the
It's
real
not the
stuff is made,
real.
on a farm in someone's shed. That's probably been blown up a couple times. Like that's that stuff. But basically they take the leftovers from making wine. So you get the skins and the branches and all that stuff, throw it in a bunch of water, boil it up to get the sugars out of it, and then that's what you distill. And you just distill it and distill it and distill it and distill it and distill it for as however long you can, until you get the purest alcohol you can get your hands on. And that's pretty good stuff.
What's the flavor of that? Like,
it's nearly flavorless. Nearly.
Mhm.
A lot of times, so there's a drink called Poire Williams, which you can also find in the U.S. if you go like a beverages and more kind of deal. But it's they put the bottles over the bud of a pear, and once the pear's ripe, they pull the bottle off, and then they fill the bottle with eau de vie. So it's eau de vie with a pear in it, and it gives it a bit of a pear taste.
Oh, okay, yeah. One of my friends has a bottle like of that.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Okay.
That's good stuff. We also have one. Most of it you should be able to get. It might just be harder. There's another one called Calvados, which is named for the region of France that it's from. But it's an apple. It's sort of an apple whiskey, sort of. Like it's an apple brandy, but it's a little more powerful, a little more potent than a typical brandy.
Okay.
So it's kind of like the feel of it is a bit more along like a whiskey, but it's
Is it not as sweet as a brandy?
Not as sweet as brandy, yeah.
Okay,
yeah, it
cool.
still has some of the sweetness, because it's still fruit based, but yeah, not the same as like a brandy. It has a little bit of that bite.
Cool. That sounds
That's
really
a
good.
one. That's a good one.
So like, is there many like breweries like we have here in the U.S.? Like
no,
Nothing
they're
like that,
starting to
are
get
they?
a few. They're starting to get a couple of them, but it's still very much like in its infancy. The town I used to live in out in the countryside, like there was one in the neighboring city.
Yeah.
There's also a lot more regulation on that stuff here, because of the eau de vie issues from the past and people like literally blowing themselves up. So there's a lot of regulation around what you're allowed to make and who can brew and where you have to be and what equipment you have to have a permit for this and that and the other thing. And so it's a lot more regulated. So it's kind of harder to have these little,
Micro brew
artisanal-
shops.
yeah.
Yeah.
But there are a few of them around.
Cool.
They're showing up now. But beer's not as big a thing here, except
More
for
into
like, the younger
wine.
crowd is getting into it. But wine's water here. So
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. Man, like I'd love to get my hands on like a wine that we couldn't get over here.
oh yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot.
It'd be so amazing.
There's
I
loads
just-
of them, and they're so cheap. So cheap.
I just had a wine
We're gonna
recently.
talk after the episode. Then we're gonna we'll work out some shipping costs here.
Yes.
I had a wine recently. So I use this app called Vivino that helps me like look up wines, and you can rate wine on it and stuff.
Oh, wow.
Made by a whole bunch of different people.
Real
Not made
sommelier over
by
here.
used by a whole bunch of different people. And I had a wine recently from South Africa that
Yes.
that nobody had rated yet on the app. Like
you
it was
remember
a
the name
like
of
it
it?
was a rare wine. I could look it up. It was really good. It was kind of sweet,
They
and it
make
was.
some good wines in South Africa.
I was just amazed that like I because I ordered like a wine box from some company. Just like I got like what 16 wines for $80 or something. Like it was like a deal.
Cool.
And one of them was this one from South Africa. And yeah, everything else popped up, had been rated. People liked it. It had pairings and everything. And this one was like, yeah, you found a rare wine. Good job. This doesn't exist yet on this app.
Nice.
It comes out to $5 a bottle, so that's not bad.
Yeah, it was a really good deal. Let me try to find it.
Out here, if you're spending more than $10 a bottle, you're getting ripped off.
Really?
Like, yeah, really, really, really good wines start at like $3 a bottle.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're definitely talking after the show then. Man. God, that's jeez. I mean,
Yeah. And it's all
for $8 a bottle.
Yeah.
So it was called Premier Blar or something. It looks like
okay.
That.
Yeah.
It's just the name of it
Yep.
on the bottle.
What kind is it?
It's a white wine from Brede Kloof, South Africa. It's a 2020 bottle. But yeah, it was really good.
Because I have some friends from South Africa here, so
it was made.
Cool.
It was
they
made
hooked me
with
up with some
the
good stuff.
made with the Chenin Blanc grapes from South Africa. Yeah.
Oh, that's
I don't
another
know.
strange thing. In France, for the most part, we don't deal with varietals of wine.
Really?
Like you don't buy a bottle of Pinot Noir or a bottle of Chardonnay.
Mm-hmm.
You buy a Loire Valley wine. You buy a Bordeaux wine. You buy.
Gotcha.
It's from the region, and they blend the wines. Almost all the wines are blends, because each region has like a flavor profile that is signature of that region because of the soil in that region. So they blend the grapes however they need to get that flavor profile to come out of the wine.
Oh, cool.
And so so you buy, it's like the feeling I want something really bold and really, like I'm going to have like a big hunk of steak and I want really something that'll stand up for, then you want a Bordeaux. Like it's,
Gotcha.
It's like a whole different ball game of wine.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We don't particularly care what kind of grape is in it. We want that flavor. We want that feel.
That makes sense.
Do they do the whole like tasting things like they do here in the US? The like sniffings of the bottles and
if you go to the really if you go to the really like prestigious
the bougie places.
yeah. Which interestingly, there's a town not far from me called Bougival, like Bougieville. And like what
awesome.
we like, and what's funny is it's kind of a rich town.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
fitting,
great.
but do you know if that's what you're calling yourself? Like, yeah. But yeah, they'll do that. Like, if you go to the really fine dining kind of places, then they'll do that sort of thing.
Gotcha.
But outside of that, like, because wine is so cheap and so readily accessible, it's just, you just give me a wine.
Everywhere.
It's probably more for tourist sake than anything else, really, because I'm sure the local French people don't care about it.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just give me a bottle. I would like to drink.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, drinking age here officially is you can order your own drinks at 18. You can drink at any age you want, basically, if it's your parents that give you the drink.
Really?
So like if you're out to eat at dinner or whatever, and your parent like hands you their glass of wine, you can drink it. No one's gonna care.
So it's just for the purchasing of alcohol has to be 18.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
That makes more sense, honestly.
That would make it so much better anyway. Like,
in America, underage drinking is legal on private property.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not on public property, not in restaurants or anything like that.
Right.
You can't do it in public. But if you're
drinking in public is also legal here. Like you can walk to a convenience store, buy a bottle of wine, and walk down the street drinking it. Like, nobody cares.
Do you have the brown baggers of bottles of wine?
Well, they don't bother with they just
it's not legal.
Bottle of wine.
It's not brown bag, but it's still just like
you have a picnic out in front of the Eiffel Tower on the grass, and people have like bottles of champagne out there and stuff.
Nice.
And
that's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, nice.
I mean, I don't see why that's a big thing, anyways. Even like here in Washington, I don't feel like that's a big thing.
I don't think you notice it very much. I don't think you notice it very much, just because there's so many places to drink. But if you go to a place that serves drinks, they will tell you cannot leave this square.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're not allowed to go drink on the sidewalk.
Right.
Yeah, which
You just don't think about it because you're there to drink at their place anyways.
yeah. So when I went to Vegas, I kept forgetting that I could just walk around.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like sitting there at
Vegas
the
is a whole
bar for like an
different
hour.
ballgame, yeah.
I'm like, oh, I can get up and walk, can't I? He's like, yeah, man, go do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm just gonna
The
sit
first
here.
time I
I'm good.
ever found out about that, we were in Vegas at a restaurant, getting ready to leave, and we had ordered this very, very large, very strong drink. And it was at the Star Trek Experience. It was called a Warp Core
Oh,
Reach.
nice. Awesome.
So I had a ton of it left, and we're getting ready to leave. I mean, we finished eating and all this other stuff, and so the waitress comes over and she's like, "Hey, do you just want to take that to go?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure," thinking she's just joking, and then she comes over with like a styrofoam cup, like dumps it in it, snaps the lid on. Here you go. I'm like, really? I'm allowed to.
Illegal?
I can. With it, I can. Okay, cool. I like this place.
Hey, Calvin, if this did not sell you on going to Vegas,
I don't know.
You can walk around with a 3-foot slushy boozy drink
Yeah.
and just watch us.
If you buy me one, I might go.
They're
gotta
like
get
$10
You gotta
sure.
get
Do it.
get a caipirinha at the little booth in front of the Caesar's Palace. Those are the best.
Ooh.
There's like a little booth that just sits on the side of the road. That like it looks like it's supposed to be a trailer on the back of a truck or something, but it's a little booth that's permanently sat there, and they make the caipirinhas, and that
What's a caipirinha? I don't know.
What's a caipirinha? Oh, it's the Brazilian version of a mojito.
Oh my god.
Ooh,
Good.
Yeah, so it's
that sounds delicious.
A bit of sugar, lime, and a ton of rum.
Nice.
So basically, if we go to Vegas, I'm getting plastered. Is what's happening.
Yeah. I mean, that's Vegas for you.
Vegas.
What happens in Vegas?
But we're gonna
you
go
forget
to the,
about in Vegas.
That's why it stays in Vegas. You just don't remember.
You don't remember it.
That's the
but
part they
before
don't
we
tell
get
you.
like slammed though, we have to do like the Excalibur thing.
I guess
Like,
I just
start
don't
it
know. I
off,
don't know
we're
anything
having
about
fun,
Vegas.
And like, let's get the good drinks now.
I don't know anything about Vegas other than like the strip. That's it.
Well, that's basically all there is to
that's
it.
in the movies. Is that?
Yeah. There's not much
we'll-
else
we'll-
other than that.
We'll go have fun. But you do not do a timeshare thing. Do not go like
No.
we'll give you free
Oh,
tickets.
God.
Just
I
go
got-
check out
yeah.
this. You got to. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. Oh,
How many hours they get you for?
They got me for like 5 hours and a timeshare.
Oh, see.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
See, we didn't get the timeshare. We got the 5 hours.
Yeah.
And
No,
the
it's-
worst part about it is the guy that was in charge of everything. So the guy that showed us the building, because when we did it, it was the other side of the strip. So where the strip is, like where it ends where the airport is, they're building a new strip on the other side of it.
Right.
So they have this whole new hotel and a whole, like, it's really nice. It was a very good deal and it was awesome. And they actually had one of the best sushi bars there. Their fresh hot sake with fresh rolled sushi. Oh, amazing.
Sign me up.
It was delicious. It was great.
Sushi
in
in Vegas? That sounds scary though.
No, it was at
You're kind of far from the water. Like that's you can't convince me this is
like
fresh.
this
Getting
hotel.
sushi in Minnesota or something.
Yeah.
This was a like they were trying to get you to buy a timeshare, so they wanted to give you the best they can give you. It was delicious, and their sake was not cheap sake either. Like this was good sake. So
I like unfiltered sake myself. Nigiri
Me too.
sake.
You like
It's
the
very
hazy sake?
I like it. So the guy showed us all the things, and it was really good. And he kept saying, "Oh, we'll give it to you for this deal. This, like it's a really good deal. We really wish we could do it, but right now we cannot afford it." And so we did that dance like 3 times. So
Right.
okay, let me get my manager. So the manager comes over and he this is his whole thing. Like, okay, so we can do actually even better. We can do this. And so he says his whole thing. We're like, that is even better. But right now we really can't. We appreciate everything. It's awesome. And the guy went from instant, like, very nice guy, just to a-hole. Just.
Oh, dude,
And he looked right to his guy and said, "Well, I can't do anything for these people." Just flicked the papers at him and walked away. I'm like, well, F that guy. No. The only review we gave was the guy was really good. They showed us around. But the manager in charge needs to be fired.
jerk. Yeah.
That person right there made me not buy anything from you people ever.
Yeah.
I hope he lost his job because he He literally had no interest in us at all.
No, it's
Did not
get
care.
the deal, make the money.
Yep.
Yeah.
And as soon and it was like it was his employees' fault that we weren't buying it.
Right.
Oh man.
Yeah. No.
The Excalibur show was fun. As long as we don't do that, we'll pay for the
Right.
tickets. I'll pay for the Excalibur tickets. Let's do that.
Have you seen Blue Man Group?
I have not seen them live.
Oh
But
my god.
But the first time I went to Vegas, I saw them walking through Vegas.
Yeah.
It was pretty
Dude,
cool.
Blue Man Group. So one of the guys we talked to after the fact, he says, yeah, Blue Man Group, it's the only way you can describe it is to say that you can't describe it, but it was amazing. And we were like,
That's accurate.
yes.
Mhm.
Yes. So at one point, because I mean, I don't know if everybody here knows, but like the standard thing to do, somebody at every concert always screams out, "Freebird!" Right?
Right.
Uh-huh.
And so they're in the middle of their show and they're like doing the whole crazy music and lights and all the crazy stuff that they do. And someone in the audience screams out Freebird, and the Blue Men and their entire band, everyone just stops, like looks out at the audience at them, and then jumps smack into the middle of Freebird, just like rocking it out and stuff for like 20 seconds. And then they stop and look back at him and then go exactly to where they were in the show as if they hadn't stopped. Like they pick up mid-beat and just go back into the other thing. And we're just like, oh my God. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they are so cool. I love those guys. And people showed up late, and they totally turned that into part of the show and completely embarrassed them. And yeah, if you get a chance to see Blue Man Group, like, go check it out. Vegas used to be an even better place to go to, because it used to be that everything was dirt cheap as long as you weren't gambling.
Mm-hmm.
So you could catch every show, get like lobster and steak dinners, and they would cost you $5, and it was just. Now they've caught on. They're like, oh, people come here and don't gamble. We should probably start charging them money.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes it's worth putting the penny in because you get like, hey, as long as you're sitting there, you're getting free drinks. They're just coming, bringing you some rum and cokes, just nonstop. They're just, oh yeah, this is my 97 of 100.
Oh yeah, we did. We went to go watch. What was it? It was the one at the. Yeah, it was the Excalibur show. The the knights with the chest and whatnot. And,
yeah.
So we were doing that, and we went and with the and you're eating with your hands, ripping the food apart. That was also very cool. So we stopped at. There's a bar called Sherwood Forest in the Excalibur, and so we stop and we sit down at the bar and we go to order the drink, and the guy goes, well, you know, if you put if you put $20 into the machine, and as long as you have at least a $5 balance in there, I'll just keep giving you drinks. And we're like, really? But we can cash out any time. He's like, yeah, all right. Slipped a 20 in there, started ordering drinks, and just like 25 cents. Sit there for like 10 minutes, order a couple other drinks, 25 cents. Order another couple of drinks. So we were, the way the games work, you win, you lose, you win, you lose, you win, and lose.
Yeah,
so at the end, we had, I think I had like $19.50 or something still there. So like, cash out, $19.50. That was 50 cents for 4 drinks. Thank you, sir.
That's working the system.
You're making money at that point.
Yeah, that's free drinks. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's free drinks. That's like,
see, Calvin,
you'll be shocked
Vegas.
how slow I can play.
All right.
We're going to Vegas.
You guys are convincing me. That's what's
Calvin's
happening.
looking at tickets.
Yeah.
Right now, actually.
Yeah.
And it's a cheap place to fly to, and there's great food there, and yeah, I really like Vegas. Not for the strip, but for all the stuff that's like all the things you can do and the places you can do there. And I mean, and they do have good drinks there, so
they do. I went to there's a pizza place called 800 Degrees or something like that. It's like right by Luxor, I believe. And Excalibur and all that. I timed them because I was working at a pizza place at the time we went. It took like literally 3 minutes from made in the oven to you. Like it was like exactly 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So
that's how you know it's
cool.
good pizza.
It got cooked in that amount of time as well?
Yeah.
Dude,
if a pizza takes longer than a minute to cook, it is not really pizza.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. If you talk to an Italian, if they go to a pizza place and it takes more than a minute for that oven to cook their pizza, like, no, it's not good pizza.
I believe
we're out of here.
Interesting. Like just because of how hot the oven is?
Yeah. Yeah, because a proper pizza oven should be at least 800
degrees.
Wow.
Yep. Yep. Some of them go up over 1,000.
Minutes, man.
So you basically just pop that bad boy in,
slide
and
it in,
right back out.
slide it out.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
And delicious.
Yes. Yes. Also, while you're in Vegas, you have to go to Nine Fine Irishmen, the absolute best pub in all of Vegas. And you sit outside at like
Devin's
the big
just laughing at all the
benches.
names of everything.
because my tabs on my browser are just getting so much from everything he says. I'm just Googling it because I'm like, I'll look this up later.
Yep. Dude,
I have
Nine
40
Fine
tabs
Irishmen.
open
And
now.
if you're there when they have the live band going at night, you can buy the band drinks and stuff, and they just, oh man.
This is what I want out of life.
I love Nine Fine Irishmen. It is one of my 2 favorite spots in like all of Vegas. We would go there almost every night.
Place.
It was, and the pub is a real Irish pub. Like the pub was built in Ireland, and then they dismantled it and moved it to Vegas and rebuilt it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's where we're
You
going.
guys get me excited here.
That's the next BPM trip. That's what's
We're
happening.
all going, right? Like,
Yeah, so
you
we're-
guys-
Derailed anything else.
Yeah,
that's been going on.
when are you coming back to California?
Yeah,
Because
when-
whenever you come
when-
back to California, we'll all make a trip to Vegas.
I'll just meet you in Vegas.
Yeah,
like,
there we go.
Hey, you know what? When you come back,
Yeah.
we
I am
could get
down.
this. We could get this on the
down.
books.
Flights to Vegas are actually really cheap. It's ridiculously
are.
cheap.
And
to-
especially
What are
now.
us.
What is it?
It's like under $100.
Oh my
It's
god.
like $100 for flight and hotel.
Oh my god.
Dude,
Yeah.
we can get things. And one of the biggest things in Vegas is they work on tips. A lot of people work on tips. So when
Right.
you give them your card and like your ID, slip them a 20 and ask if they have any complimentary upgrades. Because
Yeah.
if they don't, they'll give you your money back. But if they do, good.
Yep.
My wife and I got upgraded to a it wasn't the presidential suite, but it was a really nice suite with like an extra room, like an extra living room and like a jacuzzi tub.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Man.
Oh, you can, if you time it. So if you get there at like what was the thing? If you get there between, there's certain like hours of the night where, or not night, but evening, where they unlock all of the whale rooms. So they reserve a certain number of rooms for like the big bettors that are coming in. But they, at one point during the evening, they unlock those rooms to be used by other people. And so if you walk in at the right time, and like the hotels, people have checked into most of the other rooms, and you're like, hey, do you have any other? And yeah, they'll totally.
Oh, very cool.
They'll give you a room that's, you know, like $1,000 a night, but they'll only charge you like another $10 a night or whatever.
Man.
Yeah.
And,
I think
it's-
ours was at least $300 or $400 more than night than what we paid.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
was
it's
great. It was
so much you can get away with
amazing.
there. And then when you walk up to a bar, if you're going to hang at like Nine Fine Irishmen, when I would go there, if I was going to go get my drinks at the bar, I walk up to the bar, like look the bartender right in the eyes, be like, "How's it going tonight?" Slap a $20 bill on the table. That's for you, and then I'd order my drinks.
Mm.
And he's like, "Cool." And then I'd go back to him for the rest of the night, and like every drink, like heavy pours, everything, like a nice fresh pint. He'd wait and like pour it and like hand it to you as it's still foaming, and like just, everything was what you wanted.
That's the biggest thing. And so I learned that too, because when my wife and I first got there, it was like 2:00 in the morning. So she went to bed. I was like, I'm awake. So I'm gonna
Loser.
drink. I know, right? It's Vegas. We're gonna do stuff. So I went down and I met the bartender down there who was the newer guy who was giving me top shelf for bottom shelf prices. Awesome dude. Like good martinis. I forget your name, bro, but amazing martinis.
Shout him out. There.
Yeah, it's great. Dude in Vegas about 7 years ago.
Vegas dude.
Right.
Awesome.
Vegas dude. You're my guy.
The next day, the old guy that had been there for 40 years was giving me bottom shelf or top shelf prices. Like, you little I know what you're doing here.
Yeah. Oh,
Mhm.
dude, you guys, this is it's the place to go. It's the place to be. It's the thing to do.
See, Calvin, we're doing it. We're going to Vegas. BPM does Vegas,
Apparently.
BPM does
and we're going
Vegas.
to do a show from Vegas.
As long as you guys,
Ooh,
as long as you
yeah.
guys are in charge of all these things, because I'm not good at any of that.
You just got to provide some money. So you got to provide.
No, I can provide money, but like all of the like getting the ins, the people,
Oh,
and
yeah,
upgrading
we got
everything.
that.
Like I need you to do that for me because my anxiety won't let me do that to
no.
anybody.
We have Swa's confidence and Mick's confidence. We'll just let them
There you
run
go.
the show, Calvin, okay? And you and me
What's
will be the two anxious boys in the back, just reaping all the rewards.
Yeah, just give me the drinks and
Me-
let me not talk to anybody.
I'll wear my pimp coat, my big old white fur
Please
coat
don't.
in there, and we will get that whale room.
I'm actually getting anxious hearing you talk about
Ooh,
wearing
the
that.
high.
Hey,
The
oh,
link high
do you know
roller.
how?
He can
do
wear
you
a
know
pimp coat. That's fine.
If I wear
That's
that
why-
coat, do you know how much attention and free stuff we're gonna get if I wear that coat?
Dude, no.
I'm sorry.
if Mick-
sorry.
If
If I
Mick
roll
wears a
some
coat,
dice in that coat,
Devin, you're if Mick wears a big fuzzy coat, that's less attention on us, right?
Right,
Right.
guys.
We're the invisible guys in the background following the pimp,
that's
right?
my
No one will even know
entourage.
we're there.
Yeah.
They might think
You're
we're
the
his, though. I don't
bodyguards.
like this.
You're the bodyguards. There's a giant Ferris wheel looking thing called the high roller,
Okay.
but it's a bar. So you get on the little car, and it's like you're sitting in a little bar, and you do a big cycle. Bring some portable recorders, podcast from the high roller.
yes.
This is doable.
Yep.
Yeah.
We can do that. It's the high roller show.
How long
Yep.
does the high roller go for? Like
It's a 1 hour loop, I think.
1 hour loop.
Oh, perfect. As soon as you
Enough.
start it, as soon as you get in,
Right.
and it is like Risey's dead.
My
Yep.
mixer can run off of batteries. Let's go.
Let's
Bam.
do it. Let's do
Bam.
it.
Oh my god.
That's so good.
That would be
how
so
we-
epic.
How we doing on time, Calvin?
The OBS has been going for 1 hour 16.
Hour 16. Okay, cool.
I don't
We
know.
got a
I
few
don't
more
know.
minutes.
I don't know what the actual recording is because I started late.
Right.
So now that we've done the Vegas advert,
Didn't we
Which
have
tells
an
a bit
advert?
about yourself. We yeah, it already happened, dude.
It already
It
happened.
already happened. You missed
Yeah,
it.
you heard it.
Mid-roll.
Oh, we didn't introduce it
Wow.
or anything. Wow.
It was the mid-roll. You missed it.
You gotta really work on your memory.
I
man.
thought it was gonna be live.
happened. It
No.
happened, and you just didn't hear it.
You guys recorded it already?
skipped
Yep.
right past. Just didn't
Yeah,
even pay
you were
attention.
right. I mean, so I was right here. He heard the whole thing.
Yeah, it was
You know all
brilliant.
about it.
Beautifully acted. It was
I don't know why you're
fantastic.
bringing
The
light.
delivery,
Must have been all this rum I was drinking.
clean
Yeah.
delivery,
Probably.
amazing.
Must have been.
I'd like to know a little bit more about Swa.
Yes.
What do you do for work?
I do voiceover.
You do voiceover. So you are
Hell
professional voiceover.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I do.
And
Well, I have 3 jobs. So that's my main one, which
Got
just started within the last year and a half. So it's
Okay.
still kind of in the early stages of it. And then when I'm not doing that, during the summer, I do tours of Paris and Versailles on bike, which is great practice for talking to people and working
Yeah.
on projection and all that kind of stuff, storytelling, all that fun stuff. So I do that during the summer, and then on occasion, I teach the French driving code in English, because you're not allowed to do anything you can't do anything official in France in any language other than French. So any kind of documentation, your driver's license, anything legal, like all that stuff, everything must be done in French. You cannot do it in any other language.
Interesting.
So if you need to learn to be able to pass the test, but you don't really speak any French, then there's schools you can go to that we put all the material on the wall in French, but we speak English. So, it'll ask the question, from this position, I'm well placed to make a right-hand turn. But it'll say that in French, so I'll say it in English, and then I'll explain what the answers are, and then you do a little
Gotcha.
bit of kind of why the rule is this way or that way. So that's the 3 gigs that I do. I'm hoping to make the voiceover one be, well, that's what I do full time. But I'm trying to build that business up, because I'd much rather do a gig where I get paid like on the low end $400 or $500 for 30 seconds worth of effort. And then on the high end, you can make a couple $100,000 for 30 seconds worth of effort.
There's a lot
so,
there, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
a
I'd
very
much rather do
sliding
that.
scale.
Yeah. I'd much rather do that if at all possible. But we'll see. It's a little bit tricky in France. So most of my business has to be international, because even though I speak French, I don't speak French fast enough for like commercial use. I mean, it's like English, in a commercial, people talk really, really fast to get all the legalese stuff in there. And they do the same thing in French, but there's like twice as many words used in a sentence. So you have
Is
to
like
lighten.
Telemundo.
Yeah.
Like those, like, 'cause they speak so fast, like it's the same
Yes.
kind of thing. You just have to know it.
Yeah, you've got to be.
You have to be a native speaker, basically.
Right. And I can speak conversationally because I have all of the phrasing and everything in my head already because it's stuff I say all the time. But if I have to learn a script, I can't learn a script and then read that at a normal speaking pace. I have to read it at a, reading a script pace. So yeah, so I have to do everything in English, which makes it a little bit tricky just because I'm based in France, but all my customers are almost anywhere but France. I do have a couple in France. I'm about to do an audiobook series where I'm a character in a bunch of children's books that are teaching English.
Nice.
So the first one I get to be the big bad wolf in the first one. So that'll be cool.
That's awesome.
It's the first time I'm doing this kind of character work. Like normally I'm playing a character that's, if I'm doing a character, it's a person, right? I'm some person in a corporate animation that's presenting the new product. This year's model, blah blah blah. It's that kind of stuff. But here it is. It is. I don't know if I'm going to be saying it right, but it's Maya Saura. It's they do children's books and songs. So I was actually contacted by she's an American living in France, and she's a singer, and she did an album for them. And then she went out and found voice actors to do the stories. And I was one of so she's looking for a native English speaking voice actor, so I was one of the actors and did the whole audition thing for it. And I just heard back just the other day that I'm going to be one of the voices. That's been
awesome.
Yeah.
That's
so we start recording
cool.
over the next couple months. It'll be really, really cool. So I'll do 10 different books. They're all fables. So it's, The Tortoise and the Hare, Little Red Riding Hood, all that kind of stuff.
Are you the bad guys in all the books?
I hope so. I really like being the bad guy. It's a lot of fun. Well, because I have a fairly deep voice, and when I'm doing that kind of stuff, I also have a bit of like a rasp that comes in when I'm doing that. So it works good for that kind of character. The other I wanted to do one gig that was like a fanfic of Ready Player One.
Okay.
And I was going to be Nolan Sorrento because he's just like that kind of slimy jerk bad guy. And I'm like, I love that. I love it because there's the sarcasm in the voice and all that stuff. And then I'm doing my own. I'm trying to build my own. I've actually done scene 1 of War of the Worlds. So,
cool.
Where I'm doing the production. I'm rewriting the script slightly to try and modernize it a little bit. But I did scene 1 of it, which is really great. Feel free to drop in a sample of that if you'd like.
We will throw that in.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I'm doing some of the voices for it, and then I'm finding other people to do the voices for it, like the narrator. The friends of mine from South Africa, the mom, she's the one who did the narration for it, and her accent is like just, it's perfect for it.
Oh, nice! I love that South African accent. Just
yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. It's so cool, and they would laugh at me if they heard me say that. They're like, "How dare you try and imitate our accent? That was horrible."
Oh, they will, because you're gonna hear you on this. That's gonna happen.
Yes, exactly. No, it's gonna be. They're gonna that you call that South African? But it's that Afrikaans accent, which is so hard. Like it's so specific and so like.
Is that
particular.
like Dianthwood, like them?
Yeah.
Like that. That's the same dialect, right? Like
it has. Yeah, and there's that because there's they have these interesting like glottal stops in places that you don't normally hear it in a language. Like it's because it's Dutch influence, so there's a lot of the Dutch influence on it, but it's
very tonguey.
Yeah, very, very.
That's like the only way I can describe it. Just like
it sounds so cool.
Yeah,
but yeah.
And there's sometimes like they like talk really like when like the emphasizing is like a lot of like There's weird. Like you flatten your tongue out.
How do you make your mouth do that? Because that seems very but yeah, so that's the narrator. And then cool. I do like at the beginning I do the super radio voicey, the collection of voice artists, and I do like the staticky old radio effect over it and everything.
Awesome.
And then I made all the music for it. And yeah. So it's kind of like passion project thing, but it's all around that voiceover stuff.
So what made you want to get into it?
Well, I'm a fan of sound.
Okay.
Like I've been working with sound since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Doing either recording or just working with microphones, installing sound systems, all that kind of stuff. And so it's something I've done for a really long time, and I had done voiceover type things for other people, like they needed me to record a phone greeting or whatever, right? So I've done that stuff, and it was just one of those, why don't I get paid for doing this? Like, why don't I stop doing favors and just get a paycheck? And so when we moved to France, I was a DJ in the past. So I sold all my DJ equipment and switched out from like my little, cheap dynamic mics and stuff, and I switched up to like a proper large diaphragm condenser. I bought the interface, bought all the software, and the amount of selling all my DJ stuff was almost dollar for dollar exactly what I needed to buy the stuff to be able to do voiceover. So minus the booth. The booth was its own investment. We won't even talk about that.
Yeah, those are expensive.
Those are some nice thick bricks there.
Yes. This is the Studio Bricks voiceover edition 1+. It's very nice. It's like putting together Legos. Like there's no tooling required. All the pieces just fit together.
My brother did that in his bedroom.
Yeah, mine's in the office. So just outside the door next to me it's dark out there. You can't see. But, that's my office. So my computer sits around the corner. That's where I do all the editing and everything.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's how I ended up doing this, and that's what I do. So voiceover, driving school, and tour guide.
That's awesome.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So is there anything that we would like recognize your voice in for voiceover stuff?
No, not yet. Not yet. Because it's all like internal, unless you worked for very, very specific companies and you were in very specific departments of it, because it's all been like corporate product release.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the one, no.
Here's the thing.
Like the one that might have been like, no.
Your voice is very nice to listen to. So it's bound to happen that we're going to hear you on the next big animated movie or something like that. I don't doubt it.
If I could do like a Pixar flick or something, I would be,
You're going to be a great bad guy in one of these movies coming out. Yes. My daughter's going to watch and be like, I know that guy.
I know that dude.
Either a bad guy or like one of the father figures that dies.
Yeah. That too. Actually, one of my in my commercial demo, I'm a dad and I'm talking about the HelloFresh food thing. My daughter went off to college. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, and it's very like dad like.
Is it?
And then So I'd like to animated one would be really cool. I mean, I have an IMDb page. I have been in a film, but it was a independent film.
We'll link that in the description then.
There you go.
Might as well.
Yeah,
I've actually been in 2 films, but only one of them got submitted to like a film festival. So that's the only one that actually has credits. The other one, and the thing is, the other one was the better one. Of the 2, like they were both done. It was the same with the same director and writer, but the one that I liked better was the one he did not submit, and so I don't have credit for that one. I'm like, but that's the one that that was the one where I was like the dude in it, and
we like you more in the supporting role in this one.
Yeah. Can't have you outshine because he wrote it, directed, and starred in. So.
Oh yeah, so you outdid him. That's what it was. That's happened.
Yeah, it's have to be.
Yeah. I mean, it really sucks being that good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Sometimes
it's a curse.
People just can't handle how good you are. Sometimes,
I bask in the glory of my own greatness, and hold on, and it's just to bring on the. Whoa. Wrong.
Whoa! Too dark. Easy there.
Yeah. Easy. Went way too dark. Went method on that one. Went way too dark.
And scene.
There we go. Of course, now the camera doesn't want to focus on me.
Yeah, now it doesn't want to focus. It's like Calvin's camera.
There we go.
The two sides of this video are going to be going.
My camera works good for most of the part. It's only when I move
it's
like this, you see it shake a little bit.
See, I liked when you were sitting right there. Your volume when you're sitting back like that, it's really good.
No, it wasn't.
It was. It was very good.
I listened to it. I recorded it. I listened to it at different distances, and this is the best right here.
I know it's
Hold
not
on,
though.
Hold on. we're not.
This is the
Mick,
best right here.
Mick, we can't talk about this.
I really
Let's
wanna
talk
get
the
my
I know
actual
we're getting
audio
we're
guy.
getting back in we're getting
No, let's
back
talk
into
to the actual
audio
audio
guy.
guy.
Yeah,
Let's let
Right.
him put an opinion on this.
in your professional opinion, how
Right.
far away from a microphone should you actually be?
Calvin, give us a couple, like right there where you were at, and then move 6 inches
6 to
back.
8 inches is the standard. The rule of thumb is if you do this, your pinky should be touching where the diaphragm is, and your thumb should be where your mouth is.
Right.
Calvin, real quick.
Oh, so
can
I'm
you,
actually
your
at least
pinky and your thumb.
But does that depend on like the volume of your speaking at all?
A little. Like if you're gonna be screaming, then you'd back away from the mic a little bit. You don't. Well, you can move closer, but if you move closer, you normally turn down the gain, and that's if you want to take advantage of the proximity effect. So if you want to artificially deepen your voice, then you move into the mic and turn the volume down, and that gives you a little more rumble, so it picks up some of the presence in your chest.
Right.
But for like clarity of sound, that's about the distance you want for most microphones.
Okay.
Unless you're on like a Shure SM7B, because those things are like notorious for their lack of sensitivity.
Yeah.
Those you have to basically eat the microphone to be heard. So.
and I don't think the Yeti you need to eat it.
Calvin,
Sure.
I just want to see the
So,
pinky of the
it's
thumb.
just
real quick.
because
Can you
so
just put it there.
my
Yeah.
normal talking voice is really like it's like I don't put a lot of breath into it. It's really quiet. So I feel like if I talk like this, but back here, then it doesn't pick up as
Oh,
well.
wow.
I feel like
You
you're
actually
not
No,
Sorry,
that
really
picks
good.
up fine. So talk normal. Just talk normal. Like talk
This
how
is-
you would normally talk.
This is how I normally talk right here.
He's
That's
not talking.
that is not how you normally would talk. You
Yeah,
do
I
not
talk like
normally you do not normally talk at this volume. This is not the normal
my
volume.
normal
that you talk.
talking
No,
voice.
it is not. No,
When
you
I
do not.
get-
You do
when I
not talk
get-
at
That might be his normal
volume.
talking, but it's not his normal podcasting.
When I
voice.
get
Right,
'Cause
excited, when I
There
get
it is.
Yeah,
excited,
because
I talk
you were
louder.
further off the mic, and you were far off the mic, but you were still loud and clear. And then
When I
now
get
you're-
excited, I might talk louder, but my
Yeah.
normal talking voice was the other one.
Right now, I feel like you're
I feel-
perfect.
I
This
feel
is
like
perfection right
I
here.
feel like you're just trying to make sure that I'm not outshining you in the recording.
I'm not. I promise you,
no,
literally,
it sounds
I
good.
have your
The thing
volume.
is, when you're on the mic, I hear the compression more. So when you're up on a microphone, I actually hear the compression that's happening in the signal, and there's a bit less of it. Like there's a bit more dynamic range when
Mhm.
you're off the mic.
There's also I did notice sometimes I make when I make smaller sounds and I'm back here, the Discord doesn't pick them up.
Yeah, it won't pick them up. Yeah.
Yeah, like if I just go like or something, like sometimes that
Yeah.
doesn't pick up if I'm back this far.
But do we always need those?
Yes.
We don't need your ASMR.
You need
So,
all my,
okay,
you need my
so now-
sound.
Specifically, a
So-
Just don't start smacking your lips on the microphone. Hate that stuff. Oh,
Wait. What's that one, Devin? Like I can get it for you. Hold on.
don't do it. Don't do it.
Ah, you
I
me
don't
laugh. I
want-
was gonna
don't
win.
do
I
the
was gonna do
breakdown.
it. I was gonna do it.
Stop.
If you
I'm
listen
not
to our
at the point
clip
where I
on
can
our TikTok, there, if you noticed, oh no, you made him take his headphones off now.
If you guys are gonna make gross sounds, I'm not gonna be part of this podcast. That is actually my one rule.
I was just gonna
I
say
don't have many rules.
in the
He's a
clip,
lot of rules. He's a lot of rules.
in the one clip, you did realize that I did up the volume of the noise I made for you. It wasn't even that bad. Why was that such a bad noise for you?
So I gag very easy. I don't know is who I am.
I
Okay.
gag very
I
easy.
gag
You're
very
an easy
easy.
gagger.
Certain auditory effects and any sensory effects like nose.
Oh yeah, wait till somebody who works in voice that you don't
I'm
like
an
that.
empathetic gagger too. Okay.
Have you seen the TikTok of the girl who's an empathetic gagger and her husband, boyfriend, whatever it is, he'll be talking to her, yeah, so it was
That's like his whole account. His whole account is just making her gag on camera.
That's horrible.
It's so good.
Yeah, whenever we talk about anything even remotely gross, he'll start gagging and he'll have to leave. The funny part was when we were in person, doing it and he couldn't leave.
No,
He was just suffering.
It was the worst.
turning green in the corner. Yeah.
I think I was happy you had to suffer with Calvin's farts
Ooh.
in that
Calvin's
room.
fart?
They weren't even.
Farting in that room? You guys, I told you I black out. when we
I
start
maybe
recording.
farted like once or
I
twice.
That's
don't
why
remember what happened.
When I left to pee and went to the in-person one, and you guys were gonna be silent, and then like 15
not-
seconds of
Hold on.
silence.
You
That's
thought
not why
that
we were
was
laughing.
farting?
That
was kept. It's farting. He farted.
farting.
Yes.
Farting.
I
Yes,
have a
he
question
farted.
on a prior podcast.
Let's go.
Speaking of noises.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who was it that ate soup with a fork?
Devin.
That one, Devin.
Are you one of those that says that a pizza is an open-faced sandwich?
That's an open-faced sandwich. What do you mean an open-faced sandwich?
As a pizza.
Have
Have you heard that
open-faced
debate?
sandwich.
Yeah,
I
is a
haven't
pizza-
heard that debate actually.
I haven't
Really?
heard
I've
that
heard the
debate.
debate, but no, it's not.
I
What's the debate? Give me. You're so
That a
angry
pizza
about
is that a pizza is just an open-faced sandwich.
It's not an
Because a
open-faced
sandwich is bread with meat.
No.
Normally, bread on the opposite side
Yeah,
of the meat. So therefore, a calzone would be a sandwich, just a hot sandwich. And so a pizza is therefore
well,
an
I
open-faced
guess
sandwich.
like is a taco a sandwich?
No.
No.
I mean, no.
Is
No.
a
No.
gyro a sandwich? No.
A hot dog
Is
a
a hot dog a sandwich?
Well, actually,
No.
if you think about it, they are technically sandwiches.
Because
Because
you can
pieces.
yeah, but they
No,
don't have to
hold
be
on,
separate. If you
what's-
you can make a
what-
half sandwich with one piece of bread. You just fold it over the toppings.
Right.
What's the definition of a sandwich?
That's the
Can we
debate.
say between two pieces
That
of
is
bread.
yeah.
It's basically it's how people define bread.
You
is
you
what
heard my
makes the
reasoning for
debate.
the fork
Because
though on the
two
soup,
slices of
right?
bread.
The
two slices of
soup
bread,
made
often-
sense.
often
No.
bread is better than- okay.
Fork and soup is dumb. So the debate really is how you define bread, because if it has to be slices off of a loaf, then only a sandwich is a sandwich, and everything else is different types of bread.
Right.
Hot dogs is a bun, hamburger is hamburger buns, calzone is dough, pizza is dough. It's different bread.
Mm.
So really, it just depends on, are you defining anything that's baked as bread? Like, is all of it is just bread, and so all of it is sandwiches? Or is a sandwich specifically sandwich bread?
I
It
mean,
doesn't
that's
matter.
that's kind of a good one. Like if
That's the debate, really.
if you think of it, it's because like the definition is two slices of bread,
Right.
spread with whatever between them.
Right.
So if you took two pieces of pizza and put them together, that is a pizza sandwich.
But
But they're not a
pizza dough
slice of bread.
Is
Well,
pizza
it is
dough
a slice if
considered
you
bread,
cut
though?
a slice off of it.
That's right.
But
So if you
is-
cut it and you put it together, that's a pizza sandwich.
But is pizza dough considered bread, though?
yes, it is
Are you
dough.
sure?
It is.
Not all dough is bread. Cookies aren't bread.
That's true.
That's
I get
cookie
what you're
dough.
saying.
It has to be specifically bread dough to be bread. There's other types of dough. There's pastry
Okay,
dough.
well,
There's
but pizza
So
dough
I-
isn't just
Pasta.
pizza dough.
pizza dough is its own thing. Pizza
it's
dough is not
bread.
bread. If you took pizza dough and put it in a bread loaf, it would not come out as bread.
Yeah, depending on
No.
how long you let it proof, depending on how long you let it cook. Yes,
would have to
It's
proof
got
a
different.
long
It's got different ingredients in it. It's not the same type of dough.
it's like the simplest form of bread.
It might be more simple, but that just means that it's not bread.
It's like Passover bread, basically, with a couple more it's a leavener. That's what it is. It's basically
Other
it's
than,
basically like
other
that
than
with something to make it bread.
other than proportions, the ingredients in pizza dough and the ingredients in a baguette are exactly the same.
In the baguette, they have the same.
Yeah, it's water, flour, yeast, and salt.
Okay.
Yep.
But the
There you go.
proportions are obviously different.
Much different.
and
Yeah.
proofing time and baking process is different, obviously.
Mhm.
But purely ingredients-wise, they are the same ingredient.
But what about like a loaf of bread that you have to slice?
Well, I mean,
Not just a
is it-
baguette, because the baguette is like really simple bread. Because
It's
Yeah. Yeah.
a baguette is a long loaf of
yeah,
bread.
it's long, but it's
Right.
very simple as well. It's like
Yeah.
there's no
It's a
fancy
bread
long
in
baguette.
its
loaf
purest
of
form.
bread.
Yeah. So if you take like a loaf of bread that you slice into slices, that's way more complicated bread. That's like it can have oats in it. It's got seeds
It
in
doesn't
it,
have to though.
but it can.
So can a baguette.
Unless you're just taking white bread.
It'll just
or
basically be the
something.
same. It'll be the same.
It's a different
Yeah, it's all the
container. It's a
same.
different baking container. Is all it is. You can take a standard loaf of bread
pure
dough,
proportions.
and you can stretch that sucker out and make a baguette out of it.
Right.
You can take it and you can make a muffin. Like you could make one tiny little loaf of bread that big, or you could make some long cylindrical breadstick out of it.
So you're saying that
Interesting
any
factoid. The baguette, the name baguette, it's just the shape of the bread.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like chopsticks are called baguettes. And that little rubber strip on the side of your car that stops you from getting dented from someone else's door, baguette.
Really
Interesting.
interesting. That's cool.
It's really
God, English language sucks.
What about like a what about like a big piece of meat that's like cylinder shaped? Is that a baguette sausage?
Oh, I wonder if you could
Probably
use that
could
to. You could probably call it that, and someone would know what you're talking about. That's a good question. I'm gonna ask. That'll blow some people's minds. That'll be fantastic. Yeah, because I love asking that kind of stuff. Because I know the French language, but I don't necessarily know a lot of the cultural references as to why the language is the way it is. And so I'm learning those because I'll talk to my friends and be like, "Hey, why do you guys say why is it this instead of that?" And a lot of times like, "Oh, I don't know. Well, it could be because," and then it turns into this whole philosophical discussion of why the French are French. And yeah, but I love it because it's just, it's like us with English, right? You don't think about why some things are said a certain way that they are because it's just the way it always is.
Yeah.
And with French, there's a lot of that because French is compared to American English, French is a much older language. It's been around a lot longer, right? It's Latin based, so but it's there's so much stuff that's sort of lost in the eons of time as to why things became the way they did, and then you have the people who actually decide what the new French language is. That's an interesting group. They're called the Immortals.
Wow.
Yeah, they're a little full of themselves. But I'm gonna ask
that's
now.
a bit better than
I want to know.
boomer.
Yeah. And I want to know. I want to know if like a pork or a beef tenderloin. Could I call that a baguette?
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask. Oh, that's my homework.
Well, because specifically in cured and dried meats too that literally come in
they're
the exact same shape as a baguette.
That's the thing is it's only describing the shape of it, right? That's the whole.
Yes, exactly.
So then that would be then if it's within if it fits the diameter and everything of it, fits the criteria.
Really small ones we have that are they're like little sausage, they're like pepperoni sticks basically thingies, but they're called bâton.
Bâton?
Like bat, like the
like a bat.
Bâton?
Yeah. So it's like a miniature bat. So there's those, but then there's the bigger ones. What do they call
mean miniature bat? Is that what that means?
A bâton.
Basically. Yeah.
Really? I did not know that. Awesome. The more you know.
The baton.
Baton, yeah.
I thought it was just a baton. Not
See, Calvin, learning can be fun. Education is fun.
This is entertainment that's also educational. That's what this is.
Right, see, there you go.
That's what I said. I said entertainment can be educational, but education is not entertaining.
Yeah.
That's the Netflix
so
documentaries.
Yeah,
I nearly failed French twice in school, being half French, and I nearly failed French.
Oh
twice.
man, and look, and here you are now in France.
Take that, Mrs. Whatever your name was.
Doing a show back in the States.
That's right. International. Look at me. Yeah.
Putting all them French words to use on this English-speaking podcast.
That's right. It's fun. And there's a ridiculous amount of English words that share the same.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, any word in the English language that ends in ION is the same word in French.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
English is a weird language because it's all of the semantics and grammar are Germanic, but a lot of the words are Latin-based.
Right.
It draws from both Germanic and Latin, so it's kind of a weird amalgamation of things.
Such a butchered, like hammer. What is it? If teachers teach, why don't hammers ham or fingers fing?
Mm-hmm.
True. Very.
Which is really interesting because now I'm just realizing in French, like the person who cooks, they call them a cooker.
Yeah,
so
that's like
if I cook, they go, "Oh, you're a cooker?" I'm like, "I'm a chef." But also, you're not allowed to use the word chef unless you've been to culinary school, and graduated.
Like it's a title.
That makes
doctor in America.
Yeah,
makes no sense.
Yeah.
So I have to pee really bad
what?
at this moment, and I feel like we're getting at time, right?
Don't break the seal.
Yeah, we're probably
the seal.
We're probably overtime.
So you know what?
You can cut it down, you know.
Thank you, everybody, for being here, for watching us again here Beers Per Minute. I am Mick Pettit, your host. With me, as always, Calvin Mile, Devin Lopez,
Yo.
and we got the Suave over here.
The other way.
Oh, but freaking whatever, that way, whatever. The recording's weird. That way, him. Coming at us, from France, all there, over there in that cool area. Thank you very much for being here and telling us
Thanks for having me.
Awesome stuff that you do. We'll have you on again, definitely.
For sure.
It was very fun. Hopefully we can talk about some wine and stuff after the show, because I'm all about getting some of them grapes. That's something I wanted to get into, but I didn't get into it because we got into other conversation, because I get weird on wine. So we'll get into that next week.
Okay. There you go.
So yeah, follow everybody and everything. We'll link everything for him in our description, all there. So do all that stuff. All right, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Just keep telling yourself it will be okay. It's still mostly raining outside. Maybe one day I will move back home to stay. At least that's what I say in my mind.
Beers Per Minute has been presented by Stupid Mythic Forest. New episodes come out on Wednesday at 8 a.m. Don't forget to rate and subscribe so you never miss a thing. Stupid